Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yeah, that's right. This is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us during the show, you can say hello, drop in some GIFs or some GIFs to say what's up. We'll take a few moments to welcome everybody to the show, and we'll allow the stream to acclimate.
Shout outs to everybody hanging out in all of the chat rooms. We are hanging out in the YouTube, on Twitch, on the Facebooks, on the Periscopes. Good morning, good evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are tuning in all over the world. Yeah. Shout out to going over to Patrick Rankin, Charles Benaford, Connor McCarter, DeWester, Taith, Rolls. Good morning, hot Norway, springtime. Thank you all for joining this awesome morning here in sunny Florida.
As you can see, I'm struggling to get everything ready for the show. We got a really fun project this week, and I'm super excited to release it. And that's why the battery stopped working right there. Yeah. I'll have to fix that one after the show. Hot glue is your friend.
Or a piece of gaffer's tape to protect that connection on the libos.
Cool. Well, we're learning lessons as we go, and we can't wait to share these lessons with you. Some mistakes were made. But we got to roll with the punches. And I think we're rolling.
Woohoo.
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Are you hanging out in the Discord chat room with us?
Yes.
Please go in there. Discord.gg/Adafruit. I'll take a moment to do the housekeeping in the morning, and we'll get through it. Okay, what are we doing first? Want to do freebies?
First thing is the freebies.
Freebies! If you order lots of stuff with Adafruit, you get some free stuff. They are 3 different tiers. 3. I almost put 4 fingers up. If your order is $99 or more, you'll get automatically added to your cart a half-size Permaproto. I love the Permaproto. It's a really nice permanent way to get your circuits permanent. For orders that are $149 or more, you'll get the free half-size Permaproto plus a randomly selected Stemma QT breakout. If you have an account with Adafruit, we'll make sure you don't get the same one twice. And for orders that are $200 or more, you'll get the Stemma QT breakout board, the half-size Permaproto plus free ground shipping for UPS Continental only. US Continental US only. Go to adafruit.com/free for all the deets. Shout out to everybody who subscribed to the Python on Microcontroller newsletter. Be sure to subscribe to that for a weekly dose of all the goodies around the webs. Spearheaded by Ann Barella, who's on the Discord chat. No, who's in Team Adafruit?
Team.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody who's been subscribed, and all the folks that are sharing their links. If you want to get your stuff featured on the newsletter, you can do so by hitting up cps@adafruit.com. That's the email. CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a great time to check in with all the core devs and the community, find out what they are working on. AdafruitDaily.com, which you can go to subscribe to lots of newsletters, such as the Python on Microcontroller newsletter, 3D printing, biohacking, maker business, and lots more. It's not tied to your Adafruit account, so you need to do it manually. And you can do that by clicking on the checkboxes. The new newsletter is focused on products that are added to the store on the weekly, so you can subscribe to that one to get notified when new stuff is added to the store.
Almost on the daily.
No, I already had it open. Moving on to Help Wanted, you can go to the Adafruit jobs board to find out all the latest job postings. If you are a maker and you're looking for a gig in the Makerverse, you can post a resume, your profile. It's free to do so. And if you are a company looking for folks, you can post up your job listing as well. I see a new one here was added. Matrix Portal Project in the Tampa, Florida area by Bob Property LLC. So check that one out. Sounds fun. I also see another one for an electrical enthusiast in the Dallas, Texas area from Frame Rates Theory. Fun. Check those out. There's lots of other ones too, and great way to check out jobs that are out there. Okay, I think we are ready. Right?
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this very timely, very green or blue.
Or whatever color. Yeah, so this week we have a 3D printed LED emerald inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog. We have 3 different sizes, and what's cool about these is they light up and they use the Circuit Playground Bluefruit. So just by looking at it, it looks white. It's like there's nothing inside, right? It's kind of magical. So you can use the free Bluefruit app for iOS or Android. I have a pin code, sorry. This isn't my phone. So the Bluefruit app is a free app for iOS or Android. There is some demo code that you can run. It'll show up and advertise as a Circuit Pi device. There it is, so I will connect to it. And you can use the controller and the color picker module. If you haven't seen this demo before, this is a really great way to just kind of quickly get a Bluetooth controlled light up prop. So that's kind of what we got here. So you can use the color wheel to change up the colors, and then you have this brightness slider. So if you want to see battery, you can turn it off that way without having to disconnect the battery. But you can see here that you get some really, really nice diffusion here, particularly with the bigger one, but I have this one under the overhead because it fits under the overhead. But you can do some really nice colors here. You can see under the webcam, you can see a little bit of the hot spots that reveals where the standoffs are. But otherwise, in a nice dark setting, it looks phenomenal, as you might have seen in the video. So I got this one. We also have a very smaller version, and they all snap fit. So this one doesn't have the Circuit Playground in there, but you can see here, you can make even really smaller ones like that. But the idea here is that you would use this translucent white PLA. You can kind of see my fingertips kind of bleed through there. But you see that this isn't pure white. There are a lot of white filaments, and they're not all created equally because this stuff is actually translucent. So it does a really good job at diffusing LEDs. So that's kind of the trick there, is to get some filament that is translucent, particularly this white pigment, because it lets all sorts of colors come through. If you get like a green transparent PLA and you try to make it blue, it's not going to be blue. So that's why I choose going with the white pigment. This particular filament is called Filicube, and Filicube makes it in 175 diameter, and it's called Avery White. They also have some other names: cream white, natural clear.
I've seen the name Avery White
Ivory.
Ivory White being used in other brands, and that always seems to have the best diffusion for these type of projects.
Yeah. So if you're doing a sword, you're doing basically anything that needs to light up and take in really good rich color, check out this filament. I have it linked in the Learn Guide. So this is how it opens. You can just squeeze the edges here, and you can see that there are some grabbers built into the bottom of the thing. No support material required for any of this, which is really awesome. Just kind of everything's at a nice angle where you don't need any support material. There's 2 brackets going on here. So there's one bracket, or there's one mount for the Circuit Playground. It's just this. You've probably seen us use this before. It's a really, really simple way to attach a Circuit Playground to anything. It has these tabs on the sides that grab onto the edges of the PCB. There are 4 standoffs, and 2 of these have these little nubbins, and the nubbins go through the pads on the Circuit Playground. So I'll do a quick little demo of kind of installing it. Let me get some focus. Oh, jeez. Focus here. I'm gonna have to give you the focus wheel at one point. Wouldn't that be cool if we had a little Brian Locke focus project? Here we go. All right, so here is the Circuit Playground mount. Okay, there are 4 mounting tabs on the outside, and this allows you to attach it to other things, like the bracket here. That's how I was going to attach it. But let's kind of do a quick demo. The way you want to do it is you want to line up your USB port with this opening here, and you notice if you rotate that, it's symmetrical, so that if you have a battery hidden underneath here, it can fit in between the standoffs, and you have these 2 exit holes here for the cable to kind of route through. So you see the standoffs are elevated so that they match the thickness of a 500 milliamp LiPo battery, which is really cool. There we go. So to take it out, you can grab on one of the tabs and then just kind of do one of these where you get your fingernail under there. And once one side is open, it's easy to get it out. But it's very, very nicely secured in there. And this is just regular PLA, nothing fancy other than just being regular PLA. So let's go ahead and you want to have your battery. I recommend putting a dab of hot glue here to insulate or to just make a good strain relief, because this is what happens when you don't do that and you're too forceful with it. You can kind of break those. Very, very dangerous, so be careful. And always add a piece of hot glue there. I don't have any hot glue right now, so we'll just have to be very, very careful. But the 500 milliamp is kind of the biggest battery that fits right there without any pressure being applied to the battery, which is really important. You don't want any pressure applied to the battery. So you can see how the cable is kind of exiting that way. And you kind of want that that notch to kind of have the cable hanging out there. And I'll orient the JST connector so it's lined up where the power cable is going to be, and then I'll start kind of fitting one of these pegs through one of the pads here, so you can see there. It's a little transparent, and then all you got to do is just make sure none of the batteries are being kinked, and then you can just kind of do that, and it's nice in there. You can see that the LiPo battery can move around in there a little bit freely, which is good. There's no pressure being applied to it because it's freely to move around. And now you have the ability to just plug this into the battery connector there. And that's how you install it. I really like this snap fit case. I've been using it for, I don't know, 4 years now. And I just keep reusing it over and over again. It's really great. So you can use these mounting tabs to attach this to any other thing, a prop, a lamp, a thing, what have you. And for this one, I created an extra bracket that would actually suspend this in space, because if originally I had the circuit playground attached to this surface, and that doesn't look good at all because the light isn't able to kind of pass through here. So what's going on is the light is bouncing off this area and kind of feeding itself back into here. So all this empty area allows the light to kind of leak through, and it looks fantastic. So this is the medium size one. It's about 120 millimeters in diameter. So you can print this on your kind of standard printer. But if you have a printer that's like 100 millimeters, you can print this guy, which is a really, really small one. And well, it's not really, really small, but it's small enough to fit on a bed that's about 100 millimeters cube. Yeah. And the thing about this one is it's so small that you actually don't need an extra bracket. You can just secure this to the built-in standoffs because it's small enough. And that's kind of cool. You can actually, if you're careful, you can actually just kind of press fit this in without any screws. But I recommend using screws. Yeah, so those are the two sizes. A bit difficult to show this one off because it's so large. This is about 200 millimeters, so it doesn't fit in the overhead. It's just too big. But it prints without any supports, which is great. All these print without any supports. So let me switch cameras and just kind of show this is the scale of it. Head for scale. I don't have a banana. But because it's bigger, I had to make the snaps a bit bigger as well. So you can see the snaps are large, and they have the exact same thickness as the two halves. And we'll talk about the thickness, we'll talk about slice settings in a minute, but I'm just showing you that this has a different bracket. So you can see this bracket is much bigger. There's still standoffs. Instead of like putting standoffs like on these corners here, I figured just put it on two of these, and that suspends it pretty well. So we got the circuit playground in there. There's a small battery in there as well. Plug it in, and there it goes. So there's this half here. I'm just gonna line up. There are nubs that you need to line up for the grabbers to catch onto. Kind of hard to see here, but there are nubbins. Let's do an overhead and do some focus. These nubbins are right there, and that's what catches on to the grabbers on the other half. And these nubbins are, they're 45-degree angled. That way you can print it without any supports. So let's put it all together. It's so hard to drive this show and do this thing. Let me see here. All right. Am I in frame? I don't know. There we go. Cool. So there you go. I have a lot of light here, so you're not going to see the best of it. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. You'll just have to trust me and watch the YouTube video because it's hard to get good light diffusion with webcams. But do you want to turn lights off? No. Just to get the effect. Ooh. Yeah, let's turn lights on. You can get that one over there. A little bit better on this camera. A lot better on that camera. You can start to see some of the details there. Yeah, it's just nice and diffused. You're not gonna get like super great diffusion, but it's enough to like look really nice on camera with like a regular camera, not a webcam. You can see some of the hot spots. So if you want to be really clever about it, you can kind of try to hide it. I'm just changing the colors to show folks. You could use the LED animation library as well if you want to like trigger different what would you call it, animations. They're just all white, nice and bright, and yellow, pink. I really like the pink one. Change the brightness so it's not so hot at the bottom there. Try to match it out a little bit. That's nice. It's really hard to film lights, folks. Like, it really is. But check that out. It looks pretty good, I think. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that is a little demo. Look at that. It looks so good. You can't see anything inside there. It's so good. It's like, what's in there? Let's do green. Green. Yeah. Cool. And then let's do full brightness. Here we go. Whoosh, my whole shirt's glowing. Yeah. Another thing I did was made a little 3-pin stand for it, so folks can stand it up on their desk or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much the demo. There's all sorts of fun things you can do with Circuit Playground. You can use the built-in accelerometer to shake it and like turn the lights on or trigger different animation. We have lots of demo code on the Adafruit Learn system. The Snow Globe project from John Park, really good code to use as well if you want some interaction where you shake it and you can do different brightness controls. So yeah, hope folks can have fun with that one. Maybe they can make it audio reactive too, or do it where you turn it upside down and it can do a different color or something like that. So lots of fun different things. I just wanted to do something really easy. The color picker is kind of really what we want here. Yeah.
And I've been posting the design files, links to all of that in the Discord and all the chats. You can check that out, modify and edit the step files, or if you just want the STLs, go ahead and grab those too.
Cool. Okay, I think we're ready to take a quick gander at the Learn Guide. We'll get some lights back in here. It's always fun to do it, you know. All right, so if we head on over to learn.adafruit.com, you see the Learn Guide got published a little bit late last night or earlier yesterday. This will work with, the Circuit Playground Express, but the code here is really for Bluetooth, so that's why we only have the Circuit Playground. But if you want to write your own code and do some other things, different experiments with it, you can use any number of those Circuit Playgrounds because the mounting holes, rather the pads, are all the same. So it's really nice that they have the same footprint. That means I can reuse the mounts and whatever project over and over again, which is really nice. For the batteries, there's 3 different batteries that will fit in this 3D printed mount. 500 milliamp is the biggest one, but we also have a 420 and a 350, so you can use either of those. There is no built-in battery recharging on any of the Circuit Playgrounds, so that's why we recommend using a micro LiPo charger. And these micro LiPo chargers are designed specifically to work with our LiPo batteries. So only use Adafruit LiPo batteries when you're using batteries from Adafruit. There are some screws, as you might have seen. There is a mix of M25 screws and M3 screws. So check this out. I have a link here for the PLA Ivory White from Philocube. So if you want to get that stuff, it's on Amazon. But if you want to try something else, you can do that. So Philocube.
I did post a link a little bit earlier, and I like the way that they have it in the description as a lithopane.
This one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see this is really good for lithopaint.
So that's one really good clue that it's good for the diffusion.
Yeah, so it's just a kilogram. It's fairly good price. It's made in the U.S. Really,
and it ships.
No bubble, no jamming, no working.
Friday.
Yeah, it's a really good filament. It's pretty clean. I mean, it's easy to work with.
Mm-hmm.
There's not any like special settings or anything you need. What can I say about it? It's great for diffusing LEDs.
I mean, whatever additive they're using on there is
just like
doing a nice job of
yeah,
spreading
something like
all the
this, wouldn't look good because it would have hot spots. So you really want something that has a tiny bit of white pigment in it, but you don't want to get full white because there won't be see-through.
Yeah. So as they say in the description, that has a little bit of yellow to it, and I think that's
yellowish white,
yeah,
creamy white,
and that's what the Avery.
Notice it never says translucent. It is translucent. You can see my fingers through it. It's translucent.
I think that's another key too. If you're looking for this, we're always scared that they're never going to make this filament again. So we're always looking for what the description for in case other companies come out with this. And that's a good point right there, making sure that it is the translucent verbiage that they use on it. It's probably going to give you that harsh, hard diffusion on it, or not too much diffusion. So don't look for that in the description of if you're looking for something that'll diffuse.
We know customers care about colors. Yeah, this is a good comparison. Like, this isn't white.
You want the one that is off-white for the diffusion.
Well, let's hope it's translucent. It's like I said, it doesn't say anywhere here that it's translucent, but it is, as you've seen.
Again, the key word there is that they're using it as lithopaint for lithopaint. So that should give you a clue there that it's really good for diffusion.
Cool. Okay. All right, and that's just a quick look at the filament stuff.
Because we did try, like, I don't know, 4 other different ones, and all the other ones did give you that harsh. I mean, if you're going for that look, it'll work. But if you're looking for a soft diffusion.
Yeah. Okay. All right, next pages walk you through setting up CircuitPython on the Circuit Playground Bluefruit. You can just drag and drop this UF2 file to install the latest version of CircuitPython, which is really nice. And the next page will walk you through using the color picker code for Bluetooth using the Bluefruit LE app. There's a link to the Bluefruit app for iOS. For Android, you can just search for it because we don't have a link to it, I guess. Right? There's a dedicated page that has the Android link, so you can use this link and it'll take you there. But this little GIF just shows you how to use it, and that is an Android device. They have a different color picker. It looks kind of nice.
Yeah, the APIs are different.
See, it works with Android.
Antonio is working on Android versions of everything, so it's got to get the concepts all nice and working on iOS to start off with.
Cool. All right. 3D printing. Let's take a look at 3D printing. Here's a picture of all the whole set. All three sizes use the exact same Circuit Playground mount. So the Circuit Playground mount will fit all of them. You just need to print one of those, but they all fit that one. I have a link for the CAD source. It's a step file, the Fusion 360 file, where it was designed in, and then all the STLs. Here's a link to the filament that we talked about. When you're slicing the top and the bottom, let me reverse. When you're slicing the bottom half, that's this thing, the triangle bit, right? The cone, let's call it the cone. You want to, because it's so thin, there isn't really much surface area for good bed adhesion. So what we want to do is add a large brim with, I think, a minimum of a line count of like 6. Maybe you can get away with 4, but at least 6 is what I used. And a brim is a great way to get thin parts that barely have any surface area on the bottom to adhere to the bed. A brim is a great way to do that. And there's also a little thing that you can do brim only on the outside, not on the inside, so that's a good thing too. And then when the print's done, you can just easily remove the brim with a deburring tool. When you're slicing it, you make sure you're not using the vase mode. This model is already shelled, so you do not need to use the vase mode, but you do want to double check that your extrusion line width is set to 0.4 millimeters if you're using Cura. If you're using something else, just look at your G-code preview. Most slicing software now have a 3D preview of what your slice looks like layer by layer. So just kind of step through your layers and just make sure that you have no infill and that it's all shells, meaning it's just perimeters. So I set my layer count or my line count to just 2 shells, my line width to 0.4, and that way it's just perimeters, no infill, and it's really clean. There's no zigzags or anything going on in between the lines. It's just a straight, clean, it's basically base mode, but it's not, because I've defined in CAD exactly how thick I want it.
Yes.
So I'm actually using 1.2 millimeters thick, right? And if you divide that by 0.4, it's 3 layers. So 3 shells is really what you're doing. So even though I put 2, it needs 3 because it's the way the slicing works. But that's one thing you want to definitely check out when you are printing a thin thing like this. And each set has its own set. Each size of emerald has its own set of brackets, so just use this as a reference to see. But the naming should give you an idea. SM is for small, MD is for medium, LG is for large. So pick whichever one you want to print. There's a nice little CAD assembly that shows how the screws are fitted in there. Yeah, you can use whatever screws, but as long as they fit the holes. So M3 for the gem, and then M25 for the bracket. If you want a 3D model of the Circuit Playground or any Adafruit boards, you can check out our GitHub repo. We have lots of 3D models for every board, just about every board. And they have pre-populated with LEDs, components, connectors, all that good stuff. It's a one-to-one accurate model because it's literally from EagleCAD, which is where the PCB is designed. So check those out. This page just walks you through assembly, so you can check that out. I had a tip there on using hot glue for strain relief, but if you're really careful, maybe you don't need it. But yeah, that's kind of it. Don't forget, you can recharge the battery when it's depleted. And that's this week's project.
Woohoo! I posted a link to your snap fit tutorial that you have on the layer by layer playlist as well.
Yay!
So add it on there, and the fritzing, if you want to get a little bit fancier and add a NeoPixel ring on the back side, so you have evenly distributed
that'd be cool.
light throughout the entire gem. It will definitely help the smaller one. So I forget what project actually did that on, right?
Yeah, the last one you did one was the Spider-Man pumpkin.
That is correct. Yes,
pumpkin
that is what
bomb thing.
Mm-hmm. Do I have it here? No, of course not. No, I did not think that far ahead. Bring it in. But
well,
yeah, that is
so I wanted it
to
to be
do.
no soldering. You do have to solder a ring, and
exactly.
If you're comfortable with that, cool. If not, you don't need it, because I just showed you it's not so bad.
Yeah. One of the other things I think the kid wants is probably like some gaskets along the inside, just so you could be like weatherproof to have outside as like a lawn ornament. We see like those big old like spherical like balls that like are like lawn and
I'm pretty sure this
like
stuff
lights, lawn lights.
I'm pretty sure this is watertight. This doesn't snap fit, and it would be buoyant in water, right?
Oh yeah.
So because there's air trapped inside, and it's pretty watertight.
Nice little floaty for the pool, or do like 100% infill and have them be sinkies.
And if you want a free idea, Adafruit stocks wireless LEDs. You could have embedded it while it was printing.
Yeah,
that would be cool. So imagine if it was a dice or something, and you're like kind of rolling a dice, and you have a game board, and then your coil is underneath the game board. This would light up without any power. Well, there's power, but without wires.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, and you can. I don't have this STL, but you could totally make it. I might release it too. I'm gonna do a layer by layer on how to make this shape parametric, so you can just update the size, and the thickness will retain. And it's a really fun little shape.
It's a is it 20-sided or cut?
Yeah, so it's
cut?
12-sided, and then you can do a 3-point plane to do this diamond cut. So I'll show folks how to do that.
The trick was. Yeah,
the trick is doing a 3-point plane, and then extruding that, and then doing a circular pattern on it. So I'll show folks how to do that in the tutorial in the future.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Susan loves the lawn gems. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? Super fun. It'd be great to put a little solar thing, and like solar lights, and it just charges at night charges in the daytime.
On the top here.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm meaning to take the I know, right? I've been meaning to take the electronics out and like have a fun pool time, like bring it in the pool. I'm just gonna. too.
Very cool. All right, and that is this week's very current project. I think we're all excited to see Sonic.
Get some filament, put some lights in it, make an instrument, and share it with the world.
All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
What are you prototyping?
Need an intro song.
I have my guitar right here. I could totally just... Did you know Sonic plays the guitar too, right?
Well,
The
snowboarding.
the only guitar Sonic plays is Electric Flying V.
So PT got inspired by these really cool design typography Instagram accounts, and one of them was 3D printed book covers. Yeah. So of course he's a huge fan of Watchmen.
So are we.
And wanted to make a nice little protective book cover. So at first I was like, what do you need a book cover for? Usually have one that comes with the books, but after, going through freaking awesome comic novel, you'll notice that, if you don't want to damage like the spine of the book, this is a really good way to have that nice and protected in terms of after you're, finished reading for the day, you can have it put back in here and have the spine not be, so open and start to sort of bend into that shape. So this is a really cool way to show your love for the book that you're reading, and of course have some nice protection for it. And in terms of it, we're into home design, like furniture design. So this is a really cool way to have your display on your bookshelf the awesome books you've read. So Bruce Yan, our designer here, he does all the designs that you see, like all the Adabot stuff, all of the banners. He does all those, the packaging. So shout out to Bruce for an awesome vector that he sent over on getting this so close to matching up the graphics for the book on there. So printed in two different pieces, the blood and then this the text for it, which I was so surprised on how good it came out because it prints vertically. So I was so scared that the nozzle would run into all of the text here and knock that out of the way. And I did have to use supports. So if you've seen some of those diagrams on how to do printing a T, you always need supports on it. So there's supports throughout the entire thing, and I was able to go in there and pick all of that out without having any damage to any of the letters. So
how thick is this then?
This is 1.5, so not
all perimeters.
Perimeters, it should be 3, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, so there's no infill. It's all perimeter, so it's nice and solid.
Exactly.
A little bit of a flex.
Don't try to
break it. But hey, that's just to show it's a little flexible. It's PLA.
I forgot to take some supports off here, but you can see how the supports are all printed on there.
These guys for you.
Now I'm scared to break it on air, so I'm not going to do that. I'll do that off here. No way. Because it does take quite a while to print. Don't do it.
Come on.
We'll do it off screen.
No.
I don't want to have a fail on here. And nice, cool series of book covers that Phil wants to have done. And if we go ahead over to the screen, you can take a look at the inspiration.
Yeah, I don't have that.
We got this. I have it in the notes under the prototyping.
Okay, let's pull that up.
Put it in the chats as well. This is the book and inspiration. There's an Instagram account for that.
Okay, it's loading. Sweet. So you can see here that it kind of tapers it, so it's got more depth to it. That's kind of neat too.
Yeah, so
maybe it has some sort of illusion when you put it at the right angle or something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But yeah, it's pretty neat.
So among others, I don't have the base camp open, but he's talking about all the popular big books like Batman and all those really cool comic novels that he really enjoys. So excellent way to have some protection for the books and do some nice way of showing them off in your bookcase.
Cool. Did you talk about this as a separate print and you taped it on there?
I'm reading Paul Cutler's comment on the only reason he bought yellow PLA was for the Watchmen project. Dude, that is the exact reason why we got yellow as well. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good color.
So like you were saying before, this isn't glued on yet. It's just like double stick tape, and I just aligned it to how the book is.
That's so cool.
can do that. I'll probably like hot glue it or super glue it on for the final.
Imagine a future where, books have DLC, downloadable content. Like, hey, you can download this cool book cover for your book on your 3D printer.
Yeah.
And the company wouldn't have to injection mold or anything.
Because
if you have a printer, you could do it.
This would definitely add a lot of cost to the book. I think was this like $20 book? Yeah. No, $12 book. So
it's a $12 book.
I think that's what I saw on the Amazon, and there's like more expensive ones too. It's like an $80 one.
The Absolute one is priced probably $100 still.
Yeah, so definitely cuts down on the price for that. And if you want to customize it in any way, like engrave your name and all that stuff on there, it's definitely a really good way to.
Great way to gift it too if you want to do something
for
special.
Gifts. Yeah. Which, really cool.
Sweet. Did you take a photo? How did you get this so perfect?
That's all Bruce.
Really?
I just took it
Shout
in.
Out Bruce.
Yeah, that's
Bruce,
what I'm like.
Bruce Yan is our creative designer.
Pretty spot on. Just a little bit like I want to have like a black back just so that where it doesn't line up entirely, like over here. The T and the C are like lined up pretty good, but yeah.
Or you could just have it like that
for this. Yeah, there's totally a brim outer on the outside only. Hold on, just because of how high it is, when it's printed up vertically, and I already said this, that I was scared that the nozzle would crash right into it, especially since I didn't have the Z retraction on, so there was like no clearance, it's just going right over each other. Did you bring in vectors, or is this the type tool in Fusion? No, I couldn't, I looked for the type tool in Fusion and I did not see it, and I was like, okay, I have the vector, so I'm just going to import that in, extrude it out, line everything up. There's a type tool in Fusion. I know there is, that's why I was like, where the heck is it? Where did it go? Okay, I have no time for this, let me just print it out. How funny, when you can just import it faster than you can look for a tool inside. Well, if you already have it, so the SVG is imported and you extrude it out. Yeah, we'll go over that next week for creating these, because he's gonna want. Might not. He might want to like the Batman one or something like that. So I'll cook up some more covers for that. Right. Very, very cool. This is what's we're prototyping. This will be next week's project. We'll get it ready. Sweet. Cool. Take this saying in the chat, don't forget yellow safety boxes and big red buttons or yellow daggers. Oh. And Liz is saying, yep, definitely printing that. Yeah. Sweet. Cool. Very cool. And that is what we're no, you got one more too, right? Or do you want to save it for next week? We got to save it for next. All right, awesome. Otherwise we will be out of content. Wonderful. All right. This week's Shop Talk, we got a fun update. This is so cool. It's very neat. It's fun when folks kind of contribute back to projects. Let me get things ready. Go to. Gotta get a link. How's everybody doing? Feel free to get some water or jokes. Anybody got jokes? People like the book covers. Yay! Sweet. All right, I got the link, folks. Definitely put in the comments if you have requests for any other book covers. We'll send it over to Bruce. All right, I think I am ready. So this week I wanted to share a bit of a shop talk / community make. Shout out to Travis Hardyman, who posted a make of our NeoPixel UV meter. This was a collab project with Liz. And Travis did a little update to the code where it has a bit of a fade out animation now. So this just gives it a nice kind of soft fade. So the pixels will fade. Hey, what's up, folks? There's a bit of a color thing too. So Travis added some blue here, which is really nice. It's super cool to see this project get a little bit of an update. So folks want to build your own, we have the Learn Guide, and you could use where's Travis's code? I didn't grab the link for that. Yeah, it's literally pasted in the description of Thingiverse, which is fun. Yeah. So I'll reach out to Travis. Can you post that link so to send it and there? See if we can do a PR because this is kind of cool. Oh, here it is. I see it. Why doesn't it let me copy links? Here is Connor says the math puns are the first sign of madness. SINE. Here is the code. Oh, you already posted it. Whoops. Fun.
Yeah, this is a piece of black LED acrylic. It uses the Cutie Pie. It's a snap fit case. You can see here there's a PDM microphone right there. And that gets wired into the pins on the Cutie Pie. So this is all running Circuit Python. And it's using the LED animation library, I believe. Maybe it's not. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, and a black piece of LED acrylic. You can cut that out using a scoring tool or a bandsaw or a mill if you have access to one. And Cutie Pie makes it nice and easy. Yeah, very fun. So shout out to Travis again for posting up their make. And that is this Shop Talk.
Oh, this has some suggestions for other ones.
Ooh.
If you're living in Las Vegas, Brave New World. I think
I could go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think PT actually.
He had, yeah.
Brave New World was on there.
Mm-hmm.
How funny.
Yeah, 1984 would be great.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah, whatever he wants, I'll go and make it.
Yeah. Sweet. Excellent. Okay,
Right.
We're ready to jump into the next segment.
Up this week's community makes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we saw Travis's make of the UV meter. Let's go ahead and look at the next one here.
We got some dumpster fire. This is a really cool model. A lot of was it a vinyl designer that I saw when this was getting popular, where it had like the little flame going out? I think Dano made one as well.
So shout out to Bianca Wright for posting this up on Thingiverse as a free download.
Yes.
This was actually remixed as well. The little cute face was
You can see it in the
remixed by somebody
remix.
else.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So we put a Circuit Playground Bluefruit in there. There's plenty of room inside for fun things like light.
So I made this for my wife because she uses it as all of her like the garbage from her nails that he does show. That is the main use as an actual little mini dumpster. Yeah. So one of the things I did do to modify this, so I wouldn't have any supports on the bottom there, because it does have those nice little caster wheels. They're not real wheels, they're just like nice little detail. I did chop that off, and you can see that I did have some lifting on each corner from that, and I just glued it on, just so I wouldn't have to use any supports, because the rest of the model all has the nice 45-degree angle overhangs. And then the way that the lid works is that awesome trick of just using a bit of filament
As your hinge.
as your hinge.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
use
great.
like something hot, like a soldering iron or something, to make a little rivet.
Yeah, don't use soldering iron.
I use
Wood
like
burner.
I use a what is it? Oh, come
A
on.
lighter?
Lighter, and then let the heat from the little metal part on the
guard
lighter.
from the lighter.
The guard from the lighter.
Great
Yeah.
way to make a rivet.
Bam! Right in there.
Molten
That's it.
rivet.
Yeah, so it's just 175 millimeter sized.
Get close up. Maybe we
holes.
can do a focus bit.
We really need to install universal control, so I can go from
ahead.
this computer over to yours.
Yeah, man. So there is the rivet. It looks very, very clean. Just a little bit of heat, and there you go. You have a rivet now. That's just 175 filament, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any support material or anything required?
No, as you can see here, it just prints in the air,
Oh,
and
that's
it is
fantastic.
tall enough for it to catch.
This is the texture you will get from a powder-coated PEI bed.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And smart way to kind of cut it. You know, would you bring it into Tinkercad and like cut it off,
It's
or
an,
just in Cura?
Prusa slicer.
Okay, Prusa slicer has the tools to kind of modify the meshes.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Nice, nice. A little bit of infill.
Of course, you can scale this up and have it be a little bit bigger.
Okay, so let's take a look at the Thingiverse page.
Shout out to Bianca. She is a
Give me a minute to get the link.
VA.
Yeah, I can't wait to do universal control. This is ridiculous.
It is.
All right, so shout out to Bianca Wright for posting this up. She's got a lot of other fantastic designs as well. And she actually has, you know, this was originally for 2020, 2021, 2016 as well.
I don't remember 16 being a dumpster fire.
I don't, yeah, we'll see though.
Definitely 2020.
Yeah, so customize it, make it your own, you know, it's fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely consider supporting her as well. She's a veteran,
Mhm.
and she did a fantastic job on this.
Oh,
You can
and
put a tea light
originally,
in
yeah, it is for a tea light holder. I think she has, was it one of the remixes, I think, has like a little holder on the bottom so you can
Let's take a look.
properly align it and hold it in place.
Ah, look at that. It was an ornament. for your Christmas tree, your holiday tree.
Very cool.
Happy Little Dumpster Fire. Remixed there by Thingiverse user D. Dunn Myrie.
That's where you'll find the one that I use.
Oh, cool.
That's where the other one is, yeah.
That's
But
fun.
obviously wanted to give credit to Bianca for the original
Yeah,
file.
she originally designed it. Sweet. That's the Swiss Community Makes.
Woohoo.
Very fun print. Good little storage unit. Ah. Okay, we have some more here. Give me a second to get links.
All right, posting these in. First one is a Highland shield.
Is it gone? Where did it go?
I must have typed in something.
You killed it.
There we
yeah.
go.
Thanks. All right, so shout out to Thingiverse user Fried Rice Legend, who posted their make of Link's Highland Shield. This is a 3D print. It's 2 pieces that print without any supports, right? Or maybe they do for the handle. Has a built-in handle. Great for the kiddos. It's large, but it can be scalable. I've seen so many folks scale it, paint it, do all sorts of things to it. We originally printed decals for it with NinjaFlex, crazy stuff. You could paint it, adorn it with all sorts of fun sanding and post-processing techniques. But Fried Rice Legend here posted it up.
Yeah, if you have a big enough
No
build plate,
comments, but looks great.
that can be printed as one piece. We made like a little mini version on one of the printers,
Yeah,
and the handle was just attached to it.
sweet. All right, next up we have a unicorn horn. This was posted up on Prusa Printers. Cool, so Rad Alpaca posted this up on Prusa Printers. It says, I put the horn on the back side of the hat, which did not have any sort of structure to make the horn stay up. I actually hot glued 2 pieces of cardboard underneath the horn inside, and that seemed to solve the issue. Sweet. And this is a wearable unicorn horn that you can print out in different colors, or you can put an LED inside. You don't have to, but we did. A lot of folks seem to print these out. Shout out to Dano and friend. And Becky Stern, she I think sewed this together. Yeah. She put some cotton in there. This is a really nice hat. I like the hat. And glow in the dark NinjaFlex. We went crazy with this. We did a dual extrusion version where half of it is like black and the other half is purple or something. It has built-in sew tabs. And yeah, this is a really fun one. Unicorn horns, always fun.
It's funny. The next iteration of this might be like Godzilla. Scales.
Spikes. Oh, we're doing spikes again. 2012. All right. Next up, we have another make posted on Prusa Printers. This is of the Mario Boo planter that we did a little bit ago. Plun posted this up 5 days ago. This is the type of PLA that's like translucent. You can kind of see the infill.
Yeah, you get that harsh lighting if you put a light in
But
there.
if you're painting it, all fair. It's perfect actually. If you're painting it, you can put some. You might not even need primer. But a lot of folks like to paint theirs. Here's one from Anthony who painted it. Looks great, painted. But thanks for Plun for posting that up. These are really fun. And the last one this week. This is a really fun project posted up by Mouse. On Prusa Printers, they made a LED hourglass with the 8x8 LED matrix and the feather sense. This looks fantastic. Looks like they used a powder-coated PEI bed to get that texture. It's really fantastic. The snap fits together. It's got a couple screws and things. I'm really happy with the design. And really nice to see it posted up there.
Even like the columns look like they used like the fuzzy mode or something because it looks like texturized.
Yeah, I think it's the glitter and the light is hitting it just right where it looks like it has an extra texture. So if you're looking to do a similar texture, the glittery stuff is really fun. Really nice. And this is all done in CircuitPython, code by Carter Nielsen, who wrote the code for this one. Carter made it in cardboard, and I was like, dude, I gotta make a thing for it. I'm so happy to do it. Very fun, and there's a look inside the guts. It's a nice, simple, the Adafruit feather sense has a built-in accelerometer, so you don't need 2 boards, you just need 1 board. And that's a great time. Yeah. Sweet. And that's this week's Community Makes. Woo-hoo. Shout out to everybody for posting their makes. Really appreciate it. And we are we are done with the show.
I think that's it, yeah.
Shout out everybody for hanging out in Discord.
Thank you for all the comments and banter.
Yeah.
Nice little things to play off of, and some good suggestions on books.
Yes, thank you, Liz.
All right, later tonight, we got a full set of shows. Starting off with
Show and Tell. I believe it will be hosted by Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada.
That's right, they're back.
So they're back, hanging out. They'll do the show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The invite link will be posted in the Discord chat room. So if you want to participate, you can just hang out like 5 minutes before the show, so like 7:20-ish. And we'll be sure to post the link there. Click on it. Just make your mic is muted so we don't hear anything when folks go live. But yeah, we also have a learn guide on how to join the Show and Tell.
Oh, I should have
Yeah,
links
I know.
to that
I should
every
always
time.
have a link for that, all right? Maybe we'll make an infographic. How to join. Click on link. I think we even did a video, right? Or no?
Here's one. Oh, look who's on the cover.
Yeah, post it up. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but
How to join.
here's how to join the Show and Tell.
Bam, click on the link.
Yeah. Excellent. So I hope to see you there.
Stair climbing tank for watering pot plants. That sounds cool.
Spoon feed me ideas. Excellent.
like it.
Well, here's a cat animation I forgot to play. Stay tuned this week for a layer on how to make a parametric 12-sided emerald.
Very cool.
How's that for a tease? Ha ha ha.
And then tomorrow,
Jump Parks Workshop. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
an updated graphic on Fridays.
On Fridays,
with Tim.
yeah. Shout out to Brucey Ann for posting this, making this, and shout out to Tim, Foamy Guy, for doing Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. You can tune in and check out what Tim is working on. Doing a deep dive. There's Tim's little. You can't see my cursor, but there's a little Blinka, and
His
a
avatar.
purple submarine is so brilliant. I want to 3D print a submarine now.
Yeah,
That
little
fun.
rubber band propelled.
A little cool project for the summer.
Yeah.
We'll put a deep dive in there.
And then on weekends, usually Sunday, we have Desk of Lady Ada.
Yeah, on like Sunday nights from the Desk of Lady Ada. I need to update this. It's old.
Ooh.
Yeah, notes for me. And then wrap it around. Mondays, CircuitPython meetings. Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week, where you can get up to 50% off select items from JP.
Only live during the show, so make sure to tune in then.
Yep. Fun. We do the show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, we might take next week off just for the show, just to get some spring break in.
Yeah. So
the book cover is kind of easy, so can't really make a whole show around.
It's so funny. Like, oh, that's easy. It's like, dude, that's.
But we'll be on show and tell and all that.
Yeah.
And
We'll post
more.
progress and things on the socials. You can always follow us on any of these social channels up there. I'm Ekin, Pedro's Video Pixel.
Of course, Adafruit. Follow for every single day. We'll post some sort of project.
Yeah, thank you for supporting all of us at Adafruit. Hopefully we can start doing this again, where we all kind of meet up again in real meet space.
Yeah.
But, good luck with all your maker endeavors. Really appreciate all going out there, inspiring folks like us to do things and keep going. But with that, I hope to see you next week. But until then, remember to
Make a great day.
a great day.
See you next week.
Bye, folks. Yeah.